So did you guys research me?
I definitely did.
They gave you a paper?
Definitely did.
Yeah, but I don't never go off of it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What'd I just say back there? I said notes that he's not gonna look at.
I did a podcast for a little while. I hated it, man.
Yeah.
What you hate about it?
I just having to do it.
Having to do it, yeah.
Yeah, well, that and the producers, like, just fucking with me all the time. Like, in the middle of talking to somebody, they would pipe in, ask this, ask that. I'm like, don't tell me. And then, yeah, that. And just, yeah, I don't know. I thought it.
Welcome back to the Underground Lounge. This is another season, another look, and we're starting this year off with a bang. In the lounge today, he doesn't need much of an introduction. Real icon, real legend.
Yeah.
A legitimate, a lot of people throw the term rock star out there very loosely, right?
Uh-huh.
We have a real, legitimate rock star in the lounge with us today. None other than Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Let's get it. Come on, Flea.
How we doing, brother?
Thank you, Lou. I'm grateful to be here. It's not the kind of thing I normally do. Like, I don't do this kind of stuff, but looking at you guys' show, it feels good.
Man,
it feels good, so I'm happy to be here. I
That's
appreciate the flexibility and your willingness to go anywhere in a conversation.
Man,
which is rare, because people like to keep their shit boxed in
Right.
to a demographic, sellable thing.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
I'm an athlete, and so we like to find the middle ground. We like to have interesting conversations that aren't necessarily in his genre, not necessarily in mine.
Yeah.
Like, I hate talking about basketball on this pod. I got a whole nother show to talk about podcasts, but I know your Lakers roots. I know your Dodger roots. I know how you feel about LA and LA sports. So we'll get into that. We'll have a fun conversation.
Yeah,
with
we can talk about it, not talk about it. My wife said, "Don't try to talk about basketball with Lou. He doesn't want to talk about it." She said,
I wouldn't be doing you a service.
Let me just ask him a couple of nerdy questions.
Listen, we got to get into basketball, but I want to start at the beginning, doing my research and checking out your background, your instrumentation, starting with so many different instruments and how you got into music and becoming a bassist, becoming a legendary bassist. Start me there in your story. How did you get involved with instruments and music in general?
It starts when I was a little kid. I came from Australia. My father worked for the Australian government. When I was 4 years old, he got a job working at the Australian consulate in New York. And it was a real, he was like a low-level government employee, but, an employee. And he got this job. We went to New York, and a few years in, my mom, who had this, a very square life, she went to a couple of jazz festivals. It was the 60s. She was like, "Oh Lord, there is a whole nother world beyond dinner at 7 and this guy with a suit and a briefcase every day. Like, I'm out of here." She took off with some jazz musician and left him. We went from living this real square life to living in a jazz musician who lived in his parents' basement. At that point, I just became like a kind of a wild street kid. But he was a jazz musician, and there's a New York jazz scene in the 60s, and these guys would come over the house, set up in the living room, and start blowing, and like bebop, like that jazz came out of the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, the 60s. The great guys like Miles Davis and Mingus and Coltrane, all these, absolute geniuses. And I'm hearing this music, and I'm a little kid, and I'm just like, I get goosebumps now thinking about it. I've been rolling around on the floor laughing, like what is this? Like, It was literally a miracle. Like, I couldn't believe that human beings were capable of greatness. And that really just set me into this world of fascination with music and with all human greatness. You know what I mean? Just like, wow, people can do things. It's like why I like basketball too, why I like comedy, why I like all art. Like, people, these vehicles where people can express themselves so deeply. And so, that's what got me going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then I wanted to be a jazz trumpet player.
Well, you talk about jazz and, John Coltrane being an influence and what the Germs did for you.
Yeah.
Listening to that album. Walk me through some of your influences early on that kind of shaped your sound and the way that you did music.
Like, so many. I mean, ones you said, like, first it was jazz. Like, all the great, I wanted to be a trumpet player. I love Miles Davis and Clifford Brown and Freddie Hubbard and all the great jazz trumpet players. And then when I got into high school, I met friends that had a rock band, and they needed a bass player. They didn't like their bass player, and I'd become friends with these guys, just like guys I was hanging out smoking weed with and stuff. And they were like, learn to play bass. And I was like, okay. 2 weeks later, literally 2 weeks later, I was on stage. And all of a sudden, girls were talking to me. It was like all changed. I like, sex came into the equation. I'm in high school, you know what I mean? And that was it. I was like, this
You
is,
hooked in.
yeah, like, being a jazz nerd and in the marching band, that wasn't flying as much with the girls. But started playing in a rock band and started feeling that. And then, then rock music in general, like Jimi Hendrix was really my hero, and before that it was P-Funk, George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, because they had horns, and I played trumpet, and I was like, oh, they have horns. And like all the great rock music, there's so much of it. Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Black Sabbath, and then the punk rock came along, which was like the really like kind of simple remedial music. But it was what was great about that was it was just like hip hop from the street, like raw and from the street. People that weren't necessarily educated with music, where it was jazz. You got to study, you got to cerebrally study music in the most sophisticated, difficult way. When it's just music where the motivation and the expression is equally profound, but it's raw and it's street music, and it really touched me. Like all of a sudden, it kind of opened up this world where it's not necessarily about, like, you don't have to be a genius like John Coltrane, you know what I mean? But you could have something to express that's the world that you know with the level of education that you have. And me being pretty uneducated, it really resonated with me. And so, that's kind of how I started.
And I noticed when it comes to like bands, y'all be in like 3 or 4 before you really hit that final band. Like how, was you in like 3 or 4 different bands before you got I noticed that's how it is with bands, that you got to find your niche or your nice groove with your first with your crew and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, what really happened, like I had other bands in high school, but then my best friend, who's the singer in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony, like we met when we were 15, and we were inseparable. We were just like kids. We were like, doing stupid crimes and drugs and just in the street.
What crimes I used to do, man?
Petty shit. Petty shit. You know what I mean? But trouble where we would have gotten in real trouble if we wouldn't have figured it out. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Is it true you guys, Anthony, yourself, you guys met through a fight?
Yeah.
Like he kind of broke up a fight, so to speak.
Yeah, not like crazy fight, but I had this kid in a headlock, and and I was little, so I was like, I had a little Napoleon complex, and he came up, and he was like kind of scary. Anthony was scary, and he was like, "You better back the fuck off. I'm gonna fuck you up." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, wait, hold on, let me reassess the situation," And then we ended up being like, there's this story that my mom, passed away a few years ago, but she told me, and I don't remember it. Because after that, like shortly after that, it was like PE and it was raining. And so we had to sit inside on PE day, and I ended up, I was a pretty shy kind of, out like loner kid. And we ended up sitting next to each other, and he had just moved to LA and didn't know anybody, and we started talking. And my mom said, I came home from school that day, and I was like, Mom, I finally found someone I could talk to, like first time ever. And we were just like, I don't know if you ever had a friend like that when you were a kid, but we were just like.
My best friend and I, his name is Kenny. We met at 14 years old, and we had one thing in common. We hated our teacher. Well, we had a few things in common. We were both new to the school.
Yeah.
We hated our math teacher.
Yeah.
And we were minorities in the class. We were like 2 black kids in class, and he sat in front of me, and I sat behind him. And we bonded, we trauma bonded. We just fucking hated that class, man. And we hated that teacher. And that was the one thing that we used to always talk about in class.
Yeah.
And, so we started building this rapport. And like 2 weeks in, he starts talking to me about basketball. And he's talking, and I don't know how he missed this part.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's supposed to be a kid, go to a school named Lewis Williams, and he's good at basketball. He's a freshman. He's supposed to be starting varsity. I never met him before, though. But they say he's supposed to be really good at basketball. I'm like, they say he really be all right. So he's like, so we're talking or whatever. So this particular day, I'm like, what's your name, bro? He's like, I'm Kenny. What's your name? I said, I'm Lewis. And he like, that one. So I'm glad you weren't talking shit. So that's how my best friend and I, we go back over 20 years now from high school.
Yeah, and if you maintain closeness?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every day.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's hard. Like me and Anthony, we've been friends for so long, but working together for so long. We've had this band, Chili Peppers, now for like nearly 45 years, and it's hard. It's like family. It's like a relationship. It's difficult sometimes. We go from like being so close to I'm just like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Just proximity. Like, if you're gonna argue, who else you gonna argue with?
Yeah.
But the people that you're around every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A 45-year run.
Yeah.
Man, where do we begin? I got so many questions.
Well, you started at the beginning pretty good.
Yeah.
But ask whatever you want.
So the first album dropped in what was that? 84, 83?
80, yeah. We started playing our first show in 83, I think 84.
84? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How was that when y'all dropped your first album? Like, oh man, we here now.
Exciting and frustrating because we had started the band with, 4 high school friends, me and Anthony and this guy Hillel, who ended up dying real young, and our other friend Jack. And we were playing shows, we got popular real fast, and underground kind of popular.
Okay.
Like it was years before we got, like, people knew who we were and we were on the radio.
Right.
But we had, like, from like playing little clubs around town or touring in a van, sleeping in a van, Motel 6s, people's floors. We had started to get, a real, like, people who were really into it. But then when we went to make the first record, 2 of the guys left because they were in another band that got a record deal at the same time, and that was a band that I had been in and I had left. And so we had to replace 2 guys. We got a producer who didn't really understand us, and the first record was kind of frustrating because we didn't really capture the organic thing. We had this real raw thing that was just like, we wanted to be a rap group. That was our whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like all our early songs, just all rap songs. It wasn't until we made our second one with George Clinton, he was like, you got to sing.
Yeah.
But it was all like, because we went to see, Africa Bambaataa and Grandmaster Flash and Ice-T, Egyptian Lover, like all early hip-hop. And that was what we wanted to do, but with a live band and with like a punk rock energy. And that was what the early stuff did. And he was just trying to make us something else, and the record kind of fell in between what we wanted to do. We kind of lost the we didn't really capture on vinyl what we wanted. And so it was a little frustrating, but also exciting because all of a sudden people knew who we were and we were touring and we were, paying rent by playing. Like I'd always had a job since I was like 12 years old, and all of a sudden I could afford to pay rent by just playing shows and stuff.
Yeah,
so
how many different band members did you guys go through? Because I know a lot of times with bands and with rock groups, some guys get replaced and they come in, but the group keeps moving under the name. How many different guys did you go through before you found?
Well, even when we found, people have left and come and left. Yeah, it's just been myself and the singer the entire time, me and Anthony.
Yourself and Anthony. And
yeah, and then our original guitar player died. Our original drummer, had some mental health issues and he stopped. We went through like 3 or 4 drummers, but then we settled on the same drummer since '88. And around that time, we got the guitar player, John Frusciante, who we've had the big success with. Like that's the lineup that's been really like the one, like all the hits that people know. It's all most of it is all that lineup. But we've been through like six guitar players, but he's the one. Actually, he and the original one are the ones that really, we've connected with in a deep way.
You see that with like old groups like the doo-wops, like Temptations and all of those. Like they switch somebody out. I'm curious to know, how do your fans react when guys come in and out and they fall in love with a certain sound or a certain personality of the group? How do fans react?
They do not like when John leaves because he's quit twice. John Frusciante.
Okay.
Like, how some people will be like, I don't like being famous. You know what I mean? Like, but then actually they're like being famous all the time. You know what I mean? Always saying like, the pressure, and I'm just in it for the art and all that shit. And he actually really doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even say anything about it. He's like, I just want to play music. Leave me alone. I'm not. You know what I mean?
You would prefer it at a grassroots level.
Yeah, so twice he's left to just like I just need to be pure and concentrate on art, and then he comes back. But they don't like it when he leaves because they just connect with him deeply. But yeah, we just keep rolling.
Yeah.
We get other people, and other people have been good, and it's like. I mean, as you guys know, like as an elite athlete and a comedian, like to keep being good at something, you have to constantly be a student.
Yeah.
You have to always be diligent. You have to always be humbling yourself. You have to always be looking, searching, like questioning what you're doing, going to periods
going
of
the right way.
Like, you know what I mean? Like questioning yourself and what am I doing, And so I feel like as long as, like, for me, I'm just always a student. I'm always trying. I'm always yearning. It's like we mentioned John Coltrane earlier. Like, he died, I don't know how old he was, like 30-something. Like, I'm 62. I'm still trying to, like, climb a mountain,
Right,
climb that
right.
mountain that he was sitting on top of. You know what I mean? Like, it's just this constant learning. And I feel like as long as I'm always trying and working hard, people always connect with that.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you what gets you out of the bed at 62.
Yeah.
You're an icon. You guys have done everything. You've reached the mountaintop 10 times. Like, what drives you still?
Everything. I'm burning with desire, man, in every way. All the same stuff. Like everything, like I get up in the morning, go work on my jump shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like during, I always loved basketball. As a kid, I played basketball every day. And I would, go to, I never learned how to shoot right. I had this weird, whack, two-handed little kid shot that was always kind of different. Sometimes I get hot with it. But like during the pandemic, I got a shooting coach. And I was like, I'm going to learn to shoot right. You know what I mean? And I'm 57 years old or whatever the pandemic was. You know what I mean? But now it's like every day I'm like, how many free throws can I make?
Still learning, yeah.
How can I, and it's just, but like, with music, I love literature. I want to read every book. I want to read every poem. I want to hear every record. I want to see every movie. I want to,
Oh, wow.
like, I'm in love with, like we talked about earlier, like things that people are good at.
Yeah, the
like
art, yeah.
humanity. I want to build bridges. I want to meet different people. I want to know. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much. Like, and I got a 2-year-old that's like kicking me in the head at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know? You know what I mean? So I'm getting out of bed. I don't have any choice. I'm not shooting blanks yet, fellas. It happened again.
Yeah, I wanted you to finish that thought, but my next question is gonna be, what the fuck, man? A 2-year-old?
Oh, man. I have a 36-year-old daughter, a 19-year-old daughter, and a 2-year-old boy. And when my 36-year-old she was 17, I had my middle one. My middle one was 17. I had my new one. Yeah, it just happened. I was sitting around. I was sitting there like watching the basketball game. My wife came in and sat down with me. I was like, my middle one was getting ready to go off to college and stuff. She just like, hand me this piece of paper. I look at it and it's one of those, the ultrasound.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I hope it's a mammogram. Is
yeah,
that
no.
right?
And I was like, you're lucky I smoked weed today. No, it was like, man, no, it's, it just happened. I love it. I love being a dad.
Wow.
But it is wild that literally, because their birthdays are close, like exactly every 17 years.
Every 17 years.
Like
Yeah,
cicadas.
you got a time of year, day, and month that you like to get it in. Huh?
A portal opens, a baby comes popping out.
Because Spank and I, we've talked about that. I said, I don't want to be 45 at a kindergarten class and at PTA meetings and shit. I don't want to be that old guy. I want to be somewhere on a beach.
On the beach, relaxing.
Far, because I told my kids, I said, when y'all graduate, I'm moving out the country, right? When y'all graduate high school, I'm moving out of the country. I want to live a little bit still.
Yeah, well, I tell you though, it's kind of beautiful though.
Yeah.
Like I love it. I mean, I hope
Just
to
got
still
a shooter's coach, so you can still play ball.
I gotta keep it alive. I got to.
Right.
I got to, because he's a little Laker, man. He's gonna be the first 5'5", half white, half Persian Laker. Come on.
Let's get into it, man.
Yeah,
let's get into the hoop. How did you become? You got your Kobe's on.
Oh yeah.
Got a championship hat, and man, when I played for the Lakers, you were a fixture courtside, and obviously, if the camera's not panning on Jack, it's gonna be you.
I don't know. I'm a little further down the totem pole.
It's gonna be
but-
Goldstein.
Oh,
No,
God.
listen, but your presence is made. How did you become a Lakers fan?
I came, when I was a kid, I liked the Knicks, I liked Walt Frazier. But
Walt's the man.
when I moved to LA in '72, I went to a school, where I went to school, it was just like, I was like, that's how I'm gonna make friends. I'm gonna go play basketball with everybody every day. And it just became a big part of my life, and I just love it. Like, same way it is with music, like it's just so satisfying. Like I just went to the park every day and played ball and just like connecting with people and playing and being outside, and it's just beautiful to me. Like, I didn't get to go to a Laker game until I think like 1980, sitting up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After being in LA for 8 years, like my family couldn't afford to buy Laker tickets. My mom had a job, but boss gave her tickets in the nosebleeds. We got to go. So it was always my dream to get to sit down there, and so I got to make that happen. But I just love it, man. I was so happy when you were a Laker. I was like, yeah, man. it's emotional for me. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, and it's not just like, yes, I'm like a Laker fan. I'm like a 2-year-old about it. Like it's fun to, you know, to be that. But just the art is just so beautiful.
You got to experience the Showtime Lakers.
And yeah,
What was that era like in basketball?
Yeah, I mean, Magic's my favorite basketball player of all time. He always has been. And I think he's like neglected when they talk about the greatest players. I mean, like, because people forget about him. Like, I mean, he was a 6'9" point guard with eyes in the back of his head who was an entertainer who could win and do anything. And yeah, he had good teams around him with Worthy and Kareem and all that. But yeah, it was incredible. You know, and Kareem, like, what a guy,
Jerry West
man.
is the same. I developed my relationship with Jerry when he came over to the Clippers.
Oh, cool.
And it was so great to spend like real time with Jerry and getting to know him.
Yeah.
And he talked to us about, you know, being a Laker and, you know, how God bless the dead, but he just spoke about how much pressure and stress that he was under, losing 4 finals.
Yeah.
And he said he was suicidal.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was like, shit, you go to the finals 4 times,
yeah.
and you lose 4 times to damn near the same team.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how to get over this hill. Like he never got that fulfillment until later on. But he talked to us about, you know, his experiences in those days, and then it going over to, you know, Magic and Kareem and all of those guys. That had to be a different time. I'm sure they were smoking weed and cigarettes and all
mean,
types
More
of
than
shit.
weed. It was more than weed.
During, like in the
No,
arenas.
I've heard stories, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, Jerry, he cared so much. You know, I don't feel that as much and I could be wrong, but in like upper management in basketball, rarely do I feel that as much anymore. Like I remember, like after Magic retired, and then the Lakers had that team with like Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones and Eldon Campbell and you know, the guys on that team. I remember one time they were doing an interview, like, you know, before Phil came and Jerry left. And that team they were okay. Like, they would do pretty good. They would, like, beat the Sonics and knock out Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, and I get all happy. But they're interviewing Jerry, and, you know, one of those, like, ABC, you know, halftime interviews. And he started crying. Like, he was like, I love these guys. Like, I love Eddie. I love Nick. And when he's talking it, like, he just started, like, expressing such feeling in a way that, like, you know, some things you can feel. Like, it's not even a matter of, like, articulating it.
Right.
And I don't know, it really meant a lot to me. And I could tell he was struggling too. Like he cared, maybe he could care too much, like where it could be imbalanced, you know what I mean? But it's touching to me because.
Did you watch Winning Time? Did you get a chance to check out that series?
That's the theatrical one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like what they did to Jerry at all.
That's what I was going to say.
It
I hated
infuriated me, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Me as well, because working with Jerry, like you just said, he's passionate. He's not angry.
No.
Like, he's not angry.
They made him look angry in Winning Time?
Yeah, they made him look angry, like he was throwing shit around, and like he was passionate and he wanted to win, but how he was betrayed, betrayed in that film. I didn't love how I loved the series. I thought it was shot amazing. Like the background that they did and how it looked, how it felt. That shit was amazing, but I didn't like how they made Jerry look as well.
They made him look one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Too. Like, sure, I'm sure he got angry, you know what I mean? But it was an anger rooted in a deep love and a caring. It wasn't just this, like, temper tantrum having old crazy man.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I auditioned for a role on that, too.
What was your role?
Oh, for real?
Wasn't a ball player, though. Wasn't a ball player.
I was about to say, make my fucking day today.
They had me audition for the Muslim guy that was with Kareem.
Oh, okay.
I forgot his name, though. I auditioned
his
for that
right-hand
guy.
man.
Yeah, I auditioned for
You
that
could
guy.
have pulled that off. You could have been
They ain't
been
pick-
Muslim for a day.
They
Yeah.
ain't pick me. I was going to be Muslim.
Yeah.
But they ain't pick me.
I didn't really like the way they did Kareem either.
Right.
Like, Kareem is such an intellectual and such a, like, maybe the greatest offensive basketball player of all time. Is that a reasonable thing to say?
An unstoppable shot.
He was unstoppable.
I mean, he was a scoring leader until
Yeah.
LeBron beat him forever.
Okay, so me personally, right?
Yeah.
I've had some experiences with older guys, with older players, and they hate where the game goes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I dish it back a little bit. I'm like, well, some of y'all couldn't fucking dribble with both hands. So everybody didn't translate. Like
Right.
Kareem and some of the main guys, any era, they would be who they are
Yeah.
in whatever era. Some of you guys were time stamped. And that's okay too.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. So when you say greatest scorer of one of the greatest scorers of all time, absolutely. He had that record
For centers.
Yeah, as a center,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And he had
No threes.
yeah, he changed the game for everybody. He made everybody step their game up.
Right.
That's what I love about Kareem's impact. You know. But I'm a younger guy, so I give it to the guy that went and got it. Yeah. I give it to LeBron. A lot of people don't want to give him the credit for it because they like, oh, longevity. That's part of it.
It's a huge part
That's
of it.
part of it. Like people throw longevity out there like it's
You
nothing.
just
It's
played
like
a long time. Yeah, you try going to NBA when you're 17
and still be impactful at 42 years old. Like
still averaging 25.
Yeah, still. And we still have an expectation level for LeBron of excellence. It's not like he's a circus act and we just happy to see him out there. Like, no, like, are y'all going to go to the playoffs this year? Like, are y'all going to win the championship? Mm-hmm. He still has a certain level of excellence that we require out of him at his age. So I give it to Bron because, to me, nobody in the history of sports or basketball specifically has had an expectation level like LeBron James has had from the beginning of time.
And has carried that way
and has done
the
it
entire time with class and with, strength, unwaveringly awesome, professional, cool.
Absolutely.
Was
But
you
you
at
an AD guy too.
Huh?
You liked AD?
I love AD. Yeah. I love, yeah. My wife is friends with these guys, man. I'm too nervous to talk.
You say something crazy, we gonna cut this shit out. Don't worry about it.
Cool. No, my wife did this thing. My wife's a designer. She makes shoes and all kinds of stuff. And she had designed some Air Jordans. But anyway, she was at All Star, and she met AD. And they're talking. She's like, "Oh, he's the sweetest guy," and everything. And then they played, talked to each other to play a trick on me. He goes, "I'm gonna come, like next time y'all are at the game," because she was like, "Oh, my husband's a big fan of yours. He loves, he loves basketball." She goes, "Okay, next time y'all at the game, I'm gonna come up and say hi, and I'm gonna act like I've known you your whole life, and you're just so cool that you didn't tell him." and she was like, "Okay, let's do it." And so like the next time we're at the game, sitting there, she's sitting there, like AD comes up and he's like, and he had just met her by the way. He's like, "Mel, I miss you. I haven't seen you. We haven't talked enough." Ladies hugging her. I'm just like. You didn't tell me. You didn't fucking tell me. You really can.
How you feel about the Lakers now? It looks like Luka's about to take the helm, and we're going into his era of being in charge.
I mean, it's hard to know what's going to happen. You know, I mean, like the West is so tough, and Luka's incredible. LeBron's incredible. I mean, basketball is so much like music in the way that you can have all the best players, but if they're not connecting together and moving as one and having all that, the unspoken communication that,
It really is like that. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you got guys that don't get along or you got a coach that sees things differently and the philosophy ain't there, that shit'll blow up in your face. It doesn't matter how much talent you have.
I've seen it a million times.
Yeah, it'll blow up in your face.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, look at Phoenix last year. Like,
Oh, yeah.
What up? It's your boy Lou Will. As you can see, I am in the Underground Lounge, and football season is among us. It is a lot of storylines going on. The defending champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, are on the prowl to repeat. Kansas City, they want to get their lick back. The Cowboys trade Micah Parsons. There's so much going on in the NFL for NFL fans to be excited about. So check this out. This is what FanDuel is going to do. If you're getting ready for the NFL season, I want to offer you don't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. I know. Bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets. You can build both parlays, you can build player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style. FanDuel has you covered. You can do anything you want, as long as you do it on FanDuel. The NFL season is here. The only question is, are you ready? Right, I'm ready. You better be ready. Visit FanDuel.com/UGL to download the FanDuel app today and get started. I know me and my brother Spank Horton, we will be on FanDuel and we will be live betting with you guys and enjoying all of the action. We'll catch y'all on Sundays. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliate with the Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in D.C. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawals bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-8778-HOPE, New York, or text HOPE NY in New York.
But I've seen it so many times. But it seems like they're all, you know, like they're good guys. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they can do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Lakers this year?
They got to clean up some of that cap. Well, Bron said it. Look, I'm taking the money.
yeah.
He said, I'm taking the money.
Right,
so if y'all want to explore options and go a different direction, I'm giving you you go ahead.
And this is
But
last year
I'm
on this
taking the
contract,
money.
right? This is last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did right. Shit, if I'm 42 and I got a chance at 50 million, fuck them kids. I got a shot at 50
But I mean, he's
years.
going to get that no matter what, right?
Anywhere.
Yeah, so
Anywhere.
I mean, I bet you he's not going anywhere. I mean, maybe if the season starts and before like a month or two into it.
I think they do.
Oh,
They
I
move
think they
on
have a
from
chance for sure.
I think they do move Bron. But again,
Oh, you think they're going to move him?
I think so.
Whoa.
And I think so because again, if Rich and Bron is showing their hand, the Lakers are showing their hand. They say, yo, we're gonna need this money to tighten this roster up. Well, I'm taking the money.
Right.
So when you take the money, I'm showing you.
I'm showing you where I'm at with it.
It looks like y'all gonna try to push me out anyway. So
Right.
I'm gonna stay in control of my destiny.
Right.
Either way it goes. You know what I mean? And so they need that money for the cap. Something has to shake in order for them to put the pieces around Luka moving forward for them
Right.
to be successful.
So
That's my opinion.
how does that work? Like, would they be able to get $50 million worth of player for him? Like two young $20 million wings?
It depends on what franchise is interested. Now,
Right.
you know, Bron has a no trade clause
clause,
anyways.
yeah.
He has to clear anything that
Yeah.
they present to him for them to be able to trade him anyways. But you know, if you're a market that wants to make a splash, and you kind of want to sell some tickets and some jerseys, and you know you got a decent enough roster where it looks right, I'd take a look at it.
That'd be crazy.
It would
be crazy.
I can't think of a team right now that has the
That's what I'm
assets to
sitting
do
here trying
it.
to think of.
Yeah, I can't think of a team that would want to give up what they. Yeah, I mean, even if they have it,
Right.
like I was thinking, like the Knicks, right? If he goes to the Knicks, it's such a big story. They'd sell out every game.
See, I don't think it'd be a team like that. I like for lack of a better example, I would think of like a Memphis or
Right.
somewhere,
Memphis.
or like a not even Orlando. Orlando just locked their team in and they got a good shot. But if you're Memphis and hypothetically speaking, something goes
Philly,
wrong.
Sixers. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
there we
Sixers,
go.
like you got guys, you got a Paul George, you got an Embiid, you got assets, you got a Tyrese Maxey, you got assets to, like we want to rebuild anyway. So
right.
if Bron
Yeah.
can give us 1 or 2 years,
then
and then by the end of that,
Tyrese.
you know,
Tyrese tough.
Yeah,
you know those are we all playing GM here, but
Right.
yeah.
those are all options. But the Lakers have clearly shown moving forward,
Yeah.
Luka is going to be at the controls.
Yeah.
Flea, if you had to do a top 5 Lakers, who would be your top 5?
Top 5 Lakers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Lou.
I don't.
You weren't there long enough.
I'm not. I was about to say
You weren't there long enough.
I'm more of a Clipper than a
more of a
Laker.
Clipper
than- okay, yeah.
I identify more as a Clipper than a Laker.
Well, you know, Magic, Kareem, LeBron. Those are the first big 3. Kobe. And then it gets really
so
hard.
many because you
there's
run
different-
out 4
what I'm saying,
immediately.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
lot.
but then it's like there's lots of players. They might not be the
Fan
best
favorites.
players, but I loved them.
Fan
them,
favorites.
yeah.
Like,
Byron
you know, I got to
Scotts,
say Michael
you know?
Cooper. I
Michael
loved
Cooper,
Michael
yep, Coop.
Cooper. I just loved
James
Cleveland
Worthy.
James Worthy.
Yeah, man.
You know,
And shout out to Jay, man. That's one of my favorite people in the world.
Worthy.
James.
James is one of my favorite people in the world.
He's a beautiful guy.
Yeah,
I
man.
love that guy.
Byron Scott was my coach for the Lakers.
Oh, for real?
I got
that's
funny.
right, Byron. Yeah.
Yeah, Byron was my coach, and we were
Yeah.
still doing conditioning drills, 50 games in a season. And I had a meltdown.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing fucking conditioning one practice, and Kobe wasn't practicing. Kobe wasn't practicing, and we're doing conditioning. But he said Meta, Brandon Bass, Lou Will, y'all can sit out. Y'all can sit down. So we're not gonna let the young guys keep running in.
Right.
We just sit down. So I'd spaz out. If we not in fucking shape now, we never gonna be in shape. What the fuck are we doing conditioning drills for at this time of the year? So he calls me into the office. I mean, I made a fucking mess in the gym that day. So he calls me in the office. I go upstairs. But we had a really good relationship. So I come in the office. He's laughing. He's like, "Yeah, what the fuck was that about?" He's like, "Yeah, what the fuck was that
Got
about?"
something going on. Ain't got me in on it.
I said, "B, what are we doing, man? Why are we still doing conditioning?" He said, "Hey, man, I came up under Pat Riley. I only know what I know,
Right.
and that's what we know."
I don't think it served them though.
It didn't
We did
because
that.
you lost Magic. You lost Magic to injury.
Yeah.
From being over. From being
And
overworked.
James Worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that was his reasoning. He like, hey, I know what I know.
Yeah,
But- yeah.
players like Thibodeau, like burning players out, man.
Yeah, man.
You know?
it never works out, and especially in this day and age, you can't you damn near not practicing after January. You can't practice.
Right.
Right.
You almost can't. It's too many games.
Yeah.
Did somebody pick up Thibodeau? Did somebody pick him up?
Not yet.
No?
Tibbs chilling. Tibbs gonna chill for a little while until he gets money. Let me ask you a question. Why?
But let me ask you one question first.
Yeah, let's
this
do
is
it.
one question I have that because the thing that's in my head, it's a simple question, but how did you get so good at basketball? Because I know, look, everyone works hard.
Yeah.
How did you find that? Like, I mean, it's incredible, Lou. Like,
Ignorance.
yeah?
Ignorance. Now, looking back at my career and looking from like the totality of my career, high school, everything, I've always thought I was bigger than what I was. I'm 6'1" today. In my mind, I always thought I was 6'6", 6'7". So I never shrank. I never shrunk down to expectations. Like I always thought that I was good enough. I always felt like I belonged. I never had a B plan.
Yeah.
You know, like I was gonna be an NBA player. I knew I was gonna be an NBA player. So everything that
At
I
what
did,
age? What age was you like, yo, I'm gonna be an NBA player?
like 10.
Wow.
Yeah, no, like 10, because playing in like rec leagues and all of that stuff, I would always have 30 points. And I was, like I said, I was ignorant and kind of arrogant
Right, it
enough
was
to
so
think
natural.
like, oh, I'm different.
Right, right.
You know, I always felt like
you could feel that you were
I can
in
feel
a
like this
different
was
zone.
this was the way.
Yeah.
You know, I play football, I play baseball.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like the way. Like the day of my first football game, I literally hid at my friend's house. I did not want to play. Did not want to put on pads. It just wasn't in my makeup. And
Yeah.
so very early on, I knew basketball was going to be my way. And then, you know, at 14, 15, going into high school, I was a freshman. I averaged 27 points a game as a freshman. And so I was like, I'm going to be an NBA player. So I think my mentality is what got me through an 18-year career, just
Yeah.
feeling like I belong in the NBA. I'm just as good as these guys. I have the talent. I have the wherewithal, and that's how I got better. You know, the crazy thing about my career, a lot of people probably doesn't realize, is from year 13 to 17 when I went out, or maybe 12. Those were my best years.
Yeah.
The end of my career was my best run, and that was after I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
I had my best
I
years.
think you remember like 18, 20, 22, like your last couple years. Well, not the last couple, but like in that 12,
Like
13.
I had a 5-year run where I didn't
Yeah.
average anything less than 17, 18
Right.
points a game.
Incredible. But when you, like, people talk about the zone and stuff, and this is something I think about a lot because as a musician, as like if I act in films, always this sort of searching for that place beyond thought. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're acting, you know what I mean? There's those times when it's like you're just the guy. You're not holding on to any lyrics. You're not holding on to the words. You're not holding on to anything, but you're just completely present. And as a musician, it's always, and you can't always have it.
Right.
You can't. That's what being enlightened is having that. Like you talk about like a Buddhist monk who sat in a cave 50 years to get enlightened, like that thing where you're just with God. You know what I mean? And like you just being your purest, honest self. Like, is that a thing? Like, like always,
I can vividly remember times I'm on the court and I can't hear the crowd.
Right.
And it's just
you and
me in the rim.
A zone.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Like that's a literal zone, bro. Yeah. Like when you in that spot, you feel unstoppable.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's literally zoning everything out. Can't hear not one word of 20,000 people screaming. Can't hear.
Yeah.
When I'm on stage and I'm doing comedy, it's a weird feeling. Like, it's like I can see the people and they laughing, but in my mind, I'm talking, doing the jokes, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, they laughing at this? Wait till I get to this joke. Oh my God, this joke. Because usually you build on your joke so towards the end, that's when it's the funniest, right? Yeah. So it's like, you laughing at this joke right here? Oh, wait till I get to this. But I'm in my head talking to myself while I'm talking to the people. Like, that is definitely a surreal moment for me when I'm on stage and stuff like that. I guess that's when I'm in the zone.
Flea, is there ever a time you're on stage and you're like, we're killing this shit? Like, fuck yeah. You know it.
Yeah, and there's times also where I'm like, you ever the expression pushing rope?
Yeah, try to
like
figure
pushing,
it out.
Like times I'm just like,
give me some.
Doing all the stuff, but I'm just getting nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm playing the same shit I played last night in Philly. Like, you know what I mean? Like this, God, like let me channel something cosmic. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just can't do it. And for me, it's real physical. Like the way I feel music is physical. Yeah. Like I want to get back behind the beat. My body leans back. I want to get ahead. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is. Like I'm real in the studio too. I'm like that. Like I have to move. I have to duct tape the headphones to my head. Like you know what I mean? Like it's all the physical movement relates to how I, especially as a bass player. Rhythm is everything. So, but yeah, like times I'm killing it, but times where it's like at my best, like you're saying, like I'm not hearing anything. I'm just raw and open and letting sound come through me and absorbing it and hearing what everyone else is doing. We're working together. Because like we're in a zone and someone else is in there with you. That's magic.
Yeah, it's definitely magic.
You guys have done so many festivals and different commitments from Woodstock to, I can name them all. What's been one thing that you guys booked and you were like, holy shit, we're doing this?
Like when we were doing it or when it was like knew it was coming?
Knew it was coming.
Oh, no, man. That's a good question.
You've done everything.
Yeah, everything is like, with my band, it wasn't like, boom, you won the lottery. It was like we slowly built over years. You know what I mean? And it's always been like, it still hasn't stopped. Like our last tour, we just did a 2-year-long world tour, was our first stadium tour. Like we've been doing arena tours, play stadiums sometimes, but our first like SoFis all over the world, all the football stadiums. We played the one in Atlanta. Oh, no, I think we played the Braves Stadium in Atlanta, but whatever, all of it. It was the first time we did it where we were like, yeah, you can sell out stadiums all over the world. So it's always building and growing, and it's always exciting for me. But I don't know, certain gigs, like it's just ones I remember, like a couple of years ago, we played in the projects in Watts in LA at the Nickerson Gardens. Damn. And that was like really special. What's that?
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no, but that was a beautiful show for me. That was a beautiful show. Like all the kids ran up on stage and were dancing, and like whenever it's something like that, where I feel like or when I was in Africa playing, I played in Ethiopia, Nigeria, not with the Chili Peppers, but whenever I'm playing and it's like I feel like I'm building bridges, like connecting with people that normally don't have the opportunity to do that, and it's like, oh, it's working. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can know when it's not working and when it is. You know what I mean? And like I don't know. Those are the ones that I really remember. I remember some big ones too, but you know.
Right. Is it special going back to Melbourne and performing and stuff like that in Australia?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's nice going down there. Mostly just because, I don't know my family there very well. But it's like the feelings of when I was a kid, like the smells.
Right. Yeah.
The smells, the culture, you know what I mean? Even though I left when I was 4. But it's still like it's just something part of me that I connect with. Yeah.
You doing Australia soon, right?
Yeah, the 23rd, 24th, Melbourne, Sydney, And
This month?
Yeah, this
Oh,
month.
awesome.
Yeah, going out there.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice flight, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice long flight, but yeah.
You know, Chris Rock was telling me one time that when he goes to Australia, he's like, you got to do all the relationship stuff. Like he goes, all the American references don't work.
Right.
These guys like relationship.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'll talk about my family over there.
Yeah.
So they can relate to everything I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Flea, I was watching randomly. I was laying in bed smoking, and I was looking for something to watch, and I clicked on the Woodstock documentary. And you guys came on stage, and you were ass naked.
I used to do that all the time.
And then
I used to do it all the time.
Well, then I realized in my research, oh, this is what he do.
Yeah.
Well, I did. It was a time I was like, this is, like, I just wanted to be as free and loose. And it's funny, Luke, because, like, all my life I've been, like, in a way of, like, socially, like, I get kind of anxious and stuff, and and going on stage is like this time where it's like, fuck everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going music, I'm going all out, and it was just a way for me to, like, I don't know, fuck it, here I am. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, it was just fun. I didn't see that documentary because I already know I'm kind of pissed off about it a little bit, just because there was all this, like, bad stuff that happened at that Woodstock. Like, there were fires that were set, women got raped, and all this stuff. And I went on stage at that show, and you know we have this reputation for being like, we want to run around and have sex with people and all this stuff. And I went on stage and I said, like, you could see it in the audience, you could feel it. And any musicians say they can't feel when something bad's happening, bullshit.
Right.
Wow.
You can feel it. Unless you're like too high or something, you're really out, not in touch with yourself, you can always feel it. And I saw, like, you know, girls with their tops off, sitting on top of guys' shoulders and stuff. And you see these, like, hands coming up and grabbing them, but not, like, it felt bad.
Right.
And I said it into the microphone on stage. I was like, you need to stop touching those women. It ain't cool. Like, a woman's body, if they want to have their shirts off, you got to respect it. Like, a woman's body's a beautiful thing. You got to have some respect. You got to be kind to one another.
While you was butt naked, you telling me.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm naked too. Yeah. Like, I can relate. I understand. Like, I'm like, 60s, peace and love, Woodstock, let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm down. Like, and I'm not being, like, prudish about this. I'm just going, you got to be respectful of women. And I said it right into the microphone. There's footage you can see, you know, on YouTube. It said me saying, and I know they didn't put it back in there. They kind of lumped us up in with the bands that didn't care. Yeah. So I didn't want to see it. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
understand.
And I think some people who did say something about it, they said it, and I was like, it doesn't go with their narrative of who we are to say it. So, you know, I was a little pissed off about it, but you know, such is life.
Now, with that, you said that you stopped doing drugs in your 30s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm 38.
Yeah.
Spank is expired. He's in his 40s.
I'm still dibbling down.
And I want to ask you, because I'm kind of at a crossroads. I said this in one of the pods that we did earlier this year, that I know I'm changing. I know my body is different. I feel different. My mentality is different about a lot of things that I'm used to doing. Yeah. And I'm kind of at a crossroads of wanting to quit some things. My boy right here, he's about, how many days you sober?
72.
72
days.
72 days sober?
Is that like, well, that's your business. I don't want to ask.
Well, I'm trying to go 120 days, that's all.
Oh, okay, so you're going 100 days. Not like you like I stopped forever.
No. I'm going back.
Can't stop.
I can't stop. I'm going back.
How are you enjoying it?
I want to drink.
Yeah. It's a drink. I used to have a friend who's like went sober for one, and he was like ended up being a terrible drug addict and stuff. But he would always go sober, like off sugar, off everything for 1 month for February, because it was the shortest month of the year. So every year he'd do February.
That's a start, though.
It is.
I don't know if I could do it yet. I mean, I don't know. I'm working on my mentally strong part of it, because that's really all it is.
It's like 2 weeks.
It's all mental. Yeah.
Well, look, I can tell, like, you're clearly a healthy man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the light is on. You're healthy. You're an athlete, you know. So I imagine you're doing pretty well with it. When I started smoking weed when I was 11. And then I started doing hard drugs when I was about 15, you know, cocaine, heroin. Got in my late teens, I was smoking crack, slamming dope, you know, bad, man. You know what I mean? And I knew it was bad too. It was just, that was the culture I was in, and I was like, that's what I did. And then when I turned about 30, it was clear to me, like, I'm gonna really hurt myself. And I knew it was like I was gonna end up becoming pathetic, not living my dreams, And I was just like, and I'd already kind of stopped the hard stuff. I was just smoking weed. But it's, for me, it's like I wanted to live. Like I never stopped doing the things that I loved, but it was at the point where it was stopping me from doing the things that I loved. And I was seeing people a little older than me were just like, people just ended up, like my friends died, people ended up in prison, people just losing everything, I was lucky to still be doing the things that I cared about, but it was pointed out to me very clearly that it's time to stop. Yeah. And I stopped.
And
it wasn't, I'm sorry, it wasn't necessarily anything that happened. You just knew it was.
I got sick.
Yeah. I
got physically ill. I had when I turned around 30, I had chronic fatigue. My immune system was weak. I felt crappy. I was sad. And it was right when we blew up too. It's we had our first big hits and stuff. And it was everything I ever wanted. You know what I mean? I bought a house, my first house, had a nice house. I had everything. We were famous. And I was I feel terrible. You know what I mean? I was canceling tours and stuff. I was I need to heal up. But, if that wouldn't have happened, if I wouldn't have lost it like that, I never would. That was what showed me, and that was when I started developing a spiritual life. It's when I quit doing drugs. And then for 10 years, I did nothing. And there was no weed, not a sip of alcohol. For 10 years, my whole 30s, I did nothing. I was completely straight. And then when I turned 40, I was let me have a little bit of weed. And it was all right.
Right.
Yeah, and it was fun. You know what I mean? After 10 years of being clear, it was
But you were in control this time.
Yeah. I could smoke a hit of weed, literally one hit, and I'd be woohoo! You know what I mean? It'd be really exciting.
Right.
And then 5 years ago, I stopped that too. And not specifically for any reason. I don't know, just felt right. You know what I mean?
See, I feel
and I
you.
still might once in a while have a hit off a joint or a sip of wine or something. But
see, that's why I'm a little confused. I don't know if I'm in control or if it's in control.
It's in control of you.
It's such a part of me. It's so integral with me, bro.
Right.
I don't know which is which, and that's why I'm considering
just letting it go.
Yeah, and let me figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I need to stop for a while and get some perspective.
Yeah.
Sure. I know you said when you stopped, now when you was performing, it was sore and hurting once you got off stage because you wasn't on the drugs and stuff.
Yeah, not so much physically, but more emotionally.
Emotionally, okay.
Yeah, all of a sudden it was the loneliness of being on tour. And then I wasn't running out, you know what I mean? I wasn't chasing girls and doing all that stuff and dealing with actually being in a real adult relationship with a woman and then getting, breaking up and feeling all that pain and not being high and being in a hotel room somewhere, all that, having to grow up.
Right.
And also it's I feel like with drugs, it's you don't at least for me, and I think, I'm might be kind of prototypical in this way, you don't just get to stop and it's over. You know what I mean? Kind of drugs I was doing, stop, it's okay, now I'm good. You know what I mean? I had my fun. You kind of got to pay a toll to come back to reality. You know what I mean? I had as much time as it took me going in, it took me coming out. I feel like recently that I feel I just started to actually learn to actually love myself and be happy and, come to terms with the childhood trauma and the things that I dealt with as a young man,
That's deep.
So, that's a lifelong lesson. I feel like we all, just trying to love yourself. To really love yourself, that's, freedom.
Oh, yeah, sure. I love myself.
Yeah, that's good. That's quality
gotta
right
get
there.
you to that 120.
That's awesome.
Gotta get. I have a question off the wall. Why do y'all break the guitars and shit after the shows? What's that about?
It's dumb as hell. Well, for me, it comes from, look, right here I have this tattoo of my childhood hero, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, wow, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, and growing up, he was especially when I started playing bass, and because I liked the jazz guys when I was a kid. He was the rock guy that played the greatest guitar player that ever lived, that was so innovative, that was so incredible. And he used to smash his shit up. He used to set it on fire and go into this wild state and smash everything, and everyone would go crazy. And I was like, oh, Jimmy did it. I just wanted to do it. But I in retrospect, when I look back at it, so stupid, man. Yeah. I was that was a perfectly good bass. I could have given it to some kid who really needed it. Right. You know what I mean? And I would call the bass company, I need another one. You know what I mean? Dumb. Pure stupidity, Lou.
I think that was all rock star-ish type stuff, though.
Yeah, dumb rock star stuff. Yeah.
I don't want to hold you forever, man, but I do have a few more questions.
Oh yeah. No.
Cause you know, Spank
Can't
and I.
forget the fucking bucket too.
Yeah, we got the fucking bucket and the fuck you camera.
Yeah.
LA in the 80s, 90s. Tell us the vibes, because you know, Spank and I, we used to be outside a little bit, but we kind of jealous of like the old LA vibes.
Well,
man.
I think the big one was like, look, I'm a married man, but back then, I mean, I think people are always like all over the place, wanting to be wild in different ways, and different ways of stretching boundaries and rebelling and all the things that you could do. But everything wasn't on a camera, man.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you like think about like getting up to something. It's like someone's gonna film
Somebody
me.
gonna film this.
Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like in the 80s and 90s, it was like it's whatever what your moral compass told you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What you thought was right. Like I was always just like, I don't care what societal rules are or what what is supposed to be right or wrong. I can judge that for myself. You know what I mean? And and musically, like, I don't feel like people just don't interact as much as they used to. Like in the 80s, I would go out every night and there was music.
Right.
And all kinds of music.
Right.
I would go out and see some weird underground rock music or go hip hop or jazz or experimental music or classical music, like everything.
Yeah.
Or like was just available. People doing stuff every night somewhere in this town.
Right.
It was full of clubs, full of art and music and all different cultures and things that were scary and violent and things that were beautiful and peaceful and all of it. And like you could meet everybody, every flavor of human being. And now it's like everyone just kind of like, I don't know, like boxed off in the area.
On their phone.
I think it's because of the phones.
Yeah,
It's because of the phones and social media. It's impossible to be yourself and have fun, and you're in a fucking fishbowl, and people just want to catch you. Like that shit is sport now.
Yeah.
It is a sport for people to celebrate you fucking up.
Yeah, and to talk shit about it and to like
It's just sports entertainment.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck how serious it is, how much it affects your real life. They just want to talk shit about what you got going.
Yeah.
Like it's almost a penalty of being famous now.
Yeah, it's like paparazzi on steroids. It's gone to this crazy.
Yeah, way worse.
Especially how
and
they take a picture of you and then talk shit about you when they took a picture. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
what you doing, bro?
Yeah, or you didn't give them enough, or you didn't talk to them enough, you didn't give enough. He's an asshole.
Right. It's like, what?
It's like sometimes I'm just like, I'll meet somebody, I'll be like, hey, nice to meet you, how are you, where are you from, but and then I don't want to take a picture. I don't feel like taking a picture, and then I'm an asshole. Like,
Right.
I'm not a currency. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Just get you a 15-minute conversation, man.
yeah,
That was
but
dope.
I feel like, that's the big change, and also like, I'm kind of waiting, and I'd be missing it just because I'm old or something, but like, artistically, musically, art-wise, every which way, just like show me something new. Like, where's the new rebellion? Like when hip-hop happened, when punk rock happened, in the 80s, there was nothing like that. We never had that before. It was brand new. And like, give me that. Give me brand new. Don't give me a retread. Like, I want to see some kids coming out like rebel. And I think it's harder for that to happen because of the phone. Like, everyone's getting the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's looking at the same thing, hearing the same thing. This is what's cool, so this is what I'm going to like. Yep. And so it's like this stuff doesn't ferment in communities. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it used to be in some community and people would get up to something on their own because they didn't know what anyone else was doing. They had their own friendships, their own nervous systems, their own way of seeing the world.
So you feel like that's happening in genres all across music, because in hip hop and in rap, my gripe, and I'm getting older as well, and I'm not much in the discovery phase of music at this point in my life. Like, I like what I like. If something new comes across, I'll vibe to it. But everything sounds, it's like it's accepted to sound like somebody else. I remember you get your fucking teeth knocked out if you sounded like me, if you dressed like me, if you acted like me. That was a problem. Now it's like it's okay for these guys to sound and have the same vibe, but it's just, you feel like it's the same thing across the board.
Totally. Yeah. And it's just like, across the board, people are, it's like, well, the algorithm and this and that, like just wanting to do what is cool at the moment and what sells. Like, how do we define great people because they did their own thing and they did it well. Like you look at anyone. I was like I was listening to this record on the way over here. Who's I guess he's modern. Maybe he's the older Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs, the rapper, and like he's really good, I think. Yeah. And I was like, okay, but he's not that young, right? He's like
he's in his 30s.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah. but I'm looking for give me new stuff. Like I listen to this, it's like, oh, it's artistically, it's exciting to me. Like the wordplay is really good, the music is imaginative.
Shout out to Freddie. He did that project with Alchemist.
Alchemist, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The new record is with Alchemist too. Yeah, and I just but I think you're right. Like it used to be like, yo, you're biting my rhyme, like back off, and now everyone, it's like,
It's okay. Come on in.
Right.
yeah.
Could be the labels too. Could be the labels
everybody
too.
call each other twin and bro.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be. Nobody wants to be different. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just like people have to be. I feel like maybe the state of the way the world is right now, there's bound to be some kind of rebellious spirit that it gives birth to.
Something new. Yeah.
Something new.
Well, speaking of something new, what we got here in the Underground Lounge, this is called the Underground Fuck It Bucket.
Okay.
In here, we got handwritten and typed up questions, statements, truth or dares, whatever. I don't know what comes out of it.
Okay.
Everybody takes one, we read it out, and we see what we get from it. I'll go first. We can go around the room. All right. God damn,
Get the
it's
yellow
dark.
paper. I'm gonna get the yellow paper since
Mine was dark. Mine says, do you think death by drowning or death by electrocution
Jesus
would be
Christ.
more painful? Jesus. Drowning to me is like a fear. That's like a fear of mine.
That's a big fear of
Yeah.
mine too.
So
That's why I don't get in the water.
electrocute, just put some lemon pepper on me. Shit. Yeah. Do you think, drowning for sure would be more painful?
I'm going
too.
with drowning over electrocution.
Yeah, electrocution gonna fry the shit out.
I'm scared of drowning too.
Me too.
I just feel like electrocution is gonna be
Be fast.
done.
I know, but electrocution just seems more brutal. And then I imagine being in the electric chair when I think of electrocution. That just seems terrible with like some weirdos looking in a window at you. Like how they used to do it. Like that just
I never understood that. Why you
want to go see it?
Why?
Well, I mean, if you're part of the victim family, I want to see your ass fry. But if I got nothing to do, if I'm the executioner,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see it.
I don't know if it's healthy, man. I mean, you might, justice might get served, but
what if you might enjoy it? Like,
at least
wow.
I feel like if I drown,
I'm coming back next week. Who's frying next week? No, man. I can't do it, man.
he's fucking stupid.
I'm just saying, you might enjoy it.
yeah, no. I mean, I think there is a culture of people go to funerals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go, they see him at the cemetery and they go. Like people like to go just to be a part of it.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah, not
that.
me.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's
That's dark. What you got?
Definitely weird.
Question wise, I just say I'd rather drowning is terrifying to me. The idea of not being able to breathe, but I feel like if I'm drowning, I like being in the water. Like I like surfing and stuff, so I'm probably up to something fun when I go.
When you go,
But I feel like if I electrocute, something
That wasn't part of the plan.
I was surfing.
Ouch! Okay, what were you voted in school? Did it become true? Man, no one voted me anything in school. I was like the quietest little ghost, little Casper the Friendly Flea ghost hiding out by his locker. Didn't know anybody.
Are you serious? You serious? You
Yeah.
serious?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I was voted. I was super shy in school.
So when people seen you Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, oh my God.
Man, they were like the kids that were calling me a fag and, trying to steal my lunch money and shit. I'm like sitting on stage going like, fuck you. I see your ass. Yeah, you're all liking me now. I see you, motherfucker. That's what I was.
Oh, man. Oh, that's hilarious, man.
That's a common thing amongst
Oh,
musicians.
no, for sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
it is.
It's
I know some comedians be,
that's right.
yeah.
That's why musicians, you got to spend a lot of time alone to get good at music.
Oh, all right. Mine's is, what's the weirdest thing that turns you on?
Oh Lord, Spank.
I always get freaky
Don't
questions.
be in here confessing, Spank. We don't want to hear that shit, man.
Yeah, let's go to another one, right? Yeah.
Get you another one. We'll wait till the ladies in the room.
Wait till the
for that.
ladies in the room
We'll
to
wait
do
till
that
the
one.
ladies in the room
let's-
for that
Let's
one.
put that one back. I don't think two men want to
What
know.
you got, man?
Oh, shit. Oh, come on, man. What do you think your purpose is?
Yeah, there you go.
It's a big one.
That's a big one. I really do believe my purpose is when I'm around somebody to bring light to their day. I really do believe that. Because I always got that spunky personality. Not to play on my name, Spunky, Spanky, but yeah.
Spanky.
I got that spunky personality. I think I'm here to bring light to your day. If somebody having a bad day and they're around me, they're not going to have a bad day no more.
Absolutely.
I think that's
Love
my
it.
purpose. I think that's my purpose.
Love it.
What's heavy?
Yeah, it's a go, right?
Yeah.
Come on,
I
now.
think like knowing your purpose is kind of like the most important thing. Like
sure.
you were talking earlier about it, you know, when you knew that you wanted to play basketball, you didn't want to play football, like you really knew it
knew
was
your
your
purpose,
way.
yeah.
Like people don't know that. They're lucky to know it.
Oh, that's a
Like
fact.
it's a great gift to know.
Flea, last but not least,
Yeah.
actually, two things. We got the fuck you camera.
Yeah.
We'll do that at the end. I wanted to shine a light on the Silver Lake,
Thank you.
your nonprofit. You guys teach music to tons of kids, 800 kids a week or something like that is the number. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to shine a light on your nonprofit and what you do for the kids
Yeah.
and teaching music.
Thank you very much. I started like 23, 24 years ago, nonprofit music school called the Silver Lake Conservatory of Music. We teach all music, all the orchestral instruments, voice, ensemble classes, group classes, private classes. And, it's very simple, very pure. We just teach music to kids. When I was a kid, like I said, I was just like, kind of getting in trouble. And music was a real guiding light for me, gave me something to focus on through many a difficult time. And I just want, if kids are like, there's a lot of kids like me, just want them to have that opportunity. And, in the process of starting another one, which I'm real excited about too. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's dope.
All right. Last but not least, this camera right here in the Underground Lounge, we have what we call a fuck you camera.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Love
like
it.
you just talked about the kids that had something to say,
Yeah.
we always give our guests an opportunity to look square in that camera. If there's a thing, a person, something going on in the world that you disagree with and you want to make sure you get that message across, you can look right in that camera and tell that cause, that person, fuck you.
To the person that cut me off on the way over here, then tried to pull up in front of me and slow down in that brown Toyota, fuck you.
Yeah. Man, and with that being said, Flea, we appreciate you stopping by.
Really
we
do.
know you don't do many pods. To have you here and grace us with the privilege of asking you some questions and being able to kick it for an hour or so. Much love, my brother. We
For sure.
really appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Lou and Spank.
Oh,
I
for
really
sure.
grateful to have the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. That's been another episode of the Underground Lounge. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us. We'll catch y'all next time. Flea, Red Hot Chili Peppers. See y'all
Let's get
soon.
it.